bit, as I said, burnt from the sun, but very good. So that's what I say, that in Blender, everything starts, I guess, from this add button where you can add any kind of an object. So for example, if you click add and you add monkey, which is like, I guess it's like a dummy object that you can work with it, but it's kind of already with a shape. So you can actually now, by adding the monkey object, somehow I'm realizing that my girl Italian somehow looks like a monkey also. Tengo un círculo. This is very important. Do you have círculo or you have the sphere? So everything, as I said, started with objects, and here you have circle, which you're gonna have like lines, I would say, right? Like this. Like this, okay? But at the same time, you can have add sphere. So this would be a sphere. So here you can see different objects right now. Okay. For any kind of the object, you see that I placed here different objects like this. No, yo tengo un círculo. And where's the cuadro? So you have the circle like this, este negro that I have. So what I'm saying is that you have different objects. When you have different objects, by having different objects, you can understand with what they are made of. So if I pick up el otro, you mean this one. This is very important, Venus, because círculo, like the circle, is not the sphere. Circle is just the circle, and the sphere is something that is 3D. So you have this one, perfect. So look what I gonna. My mouse got stuck again. Well, so if we pick up this one, this circle, I'm gonna delete the monkey. I'm gonna delete also this one square and the circle. Esfera. You have sphere. Esfera, I guess. So now if you look at the sphere, you can see that first of all, what kind of movements you can do with it. You can see on the left corner in there that you can move, and you see that there is like those kind of, you see that how to show it actually for you. So I know how to show you. So you see that in here, that's how you navigate around the circle. Also, you can navigate if you press the middle button of the mouse. You can like rotate the camera like this, but also you can do it with this. Also, it's very, very, very important to understand that if you click, for example, you have normally to ease your work if you want to work like with good shapes, etc. You need to be able to like switch between views in front, from the left, from the right, and from the top. So if you click in here, like on the X, Y, Z, you can see, right? So now I clicked on the Z, I see it from the top. This is how I see it from the front. Y, I see it from the left. Well, Y you cannot see because exactly right now you cannot see because I have here several objects. But this is how you navigate with camera. I don't know if you know this already. So if you want to move this one, you click, you can see this arrows and you move just like this. If you want to rotate, I'm gonna zoom out my camera like this. like this. But actually, I want to show pretty much everything, so I'm gonna place it like this. I just hope it's visible. I'm gonna make myself smaller. This girl also smaller. Like, let's do like this. So what I do in here is that if I want to rotate it, I click this rotate stuff, right? And I can rotate it like this, and I can rotate it like this, and I can rotate it like by X, Y, Z. So you decide how you want to rotate it. And there is interesting concept that goes, is that if you click on the edit mode, you can see that here in Zap, you can work with vertices, you can work with edges, and you can work with the faces. So if I click in here, you can see if I click on to work with in this like one point, ¿dónde lo has dado? Okay. Before I gonna say it, so you know now how to rotate and whatever. If you look in here on the right up corner, in there, you can see different views. So first one is like a grid view. I don't know actually officially. Viewport shading it's called. That's when you see everything like a grid. So you basically see all of the details, with how many faces you have the object. If you click on the next one, which is another one, this was object as wire edges. Next one would be solid mode. So you can see in gray, like how is it? This one is pretty much good. I always start with this one because it's like you see pretty much the object. Then next one, you can see everything with materials and colors. And another one is when you already see everything with the, everything with the lightnings, okay? So I'm gonna go back to here to this one. And the stuff that is very important to understand, like for example, if I clicked on the edit mode and I select object, I selected this one object, you select object, then you click drop down, edit mode, and you're here. So basically what you're gonna do right now, ¿dónde estás el edit mode? There up, you see here up, you have where I have drop down in the left upper corner in here, you have edit mode, sculpt mode, vertex paint. So when you want to work with, lo tengo en español, maybe it's gonna be called editar, modo editar. I don't know actually. I don't want to switch to Spanish. Me sale solo el modo objeto. Which object you selected right now? Ahora. So you see that if you select an object and then you click edit mode, ninguno. Well, now, well, actually now I'm supposed to have any kind of object. I have this one. So if next to the edit mode, there in the top, you see vertex, you see edges, and you see faces. So if I click vertices, that means that then you can pick up with your mouse any kind of a vertex, and with the same tools that you have in here on the left corner, you can move already it to edit the shape of your object. So this is how it works. You see? Can you do this? ¿Qué te pasa? Yo no tengo eso. Tell me what you have. I'm always scared when someone says Marina. I'm like, oh my God. Now we're gonna tell me something like very... No tengo la esfera como tú, profe. Yo tengo plana. Me has dicho que tú tienes no plana. Okay, how is it possible that you have plana? If you go to object mode, sin vertices. So, but you have sphere. Tú tienes esfera. Okay, let's do this. Let's delete this one. I'm clicking X, delete. And let's do add mesh cube. Añadir mesh cubo. Está liso. This is when, if you're gonna get the concept of vertex, edge, and plane, you're gonna work with this one also. There is a huge amount of stuff that you can do. Wow, this is such a good step. So delete this one. How to delete? You press X and you add cube. So you have cube right now. You have this one, right? You have a cube. Have it. So I'm gonna, ahora tengo todo como tú. But you have a sphere or the cube. Actually, it doesn't. Era mi esfera que estaba mal. I think that you had circle, not sphere. Perfect. So once you have this cube, this is the most important part, I guess, to understand, is that you here, you see that it's 3D. I have the same. If you click then object mode and change it to the edit mode, you're gonna see that this cube, it contains like 3 concepts. The first one would be vertices, second one would be edges, and the third one would be the faces. So if I click there in the top, let me, I'm gonna make it bigger. So you see in here, if I do like this, so I change them here, here, and here. So if I click on the vertices, I can click on each one of those, you see, and I can modify it. I can move it like this in different directions. That's, you see, I can already play around with this. And I made my object like different. This is a vertex. If I click then in here, on the edge, this means that I'm gonna work not with a point. This means that I'm gonna work not with a point, but it's gonna mean that I work with the line, I would say. So this means that now instead of one point, I'm gonna move the line, you see, and everything is what is related to the line is moving also. So I do like this. That's how I do. Can you do this? After this, we can work apart from edges and vertices with faces. So I click this one and we move them, you see, like this. That's the basic. So any kind of model in 3D that you're gonna do, you're gonna have these 3 concepts to work with. And here is the most important part. Like you see that here on the left, I have the panel of different stuff. Like I can do extrude, I can have insert faces, bevel, loop cut, knife, and some of those I'm not that sure, but you're gonna understand now the most important part of those. For example, before I'm gonna go for exactly those modifiers, it's very important to understand, like for example, that as you can move by X, Y, Z with this, if I select this one, you can rotate it also. So you can see that if I have this object right now, so I have it like this, and I can rotate it, you see, and my object is being rotated. So now my cube, Marina minimiza pantalla. I'm showing you only this angle. That's what you know what I mean? Lo hice porque quería mostrarte así. Porque básicamente no tengo nada más. ¿Ves? Estoy así. Yo te he mostrado para que se vea más cerca. Pero vale. So. And then, what can you do? Let's imagine that you have this object. That you have this one. And you want to somehow modify it. So you have extrude. How you do the extrude? If I click in here, you can have here a little plus button. And this would mean that if you drag and drop this one, like if you pull it, you are pulling out the same amount, the same face out of already existent face. Decías que las herramientas de abajo no se veía. Well, these ones, right? So cool. Yeah, so you see that you basically do this. And you can apply this to vertices, edges, and faces. This was I was made the extrude by how you do it by faces. Now I can extrude. So now I extruded the vertex. So basically I have another one vertex in here. In which condition you would need to have it? I don't know. But probably you at some point you would need to have this one. So you see that I extruded the vertex. And if I select here the edges, I can select these edges and I click extrude. And you see that I extruded this one and this created here like the whole object. This is the concept of extrude. And it's like super, for me, I use it a lot. For example, another stuff. Let me show you. So stuff that we have here called bevel. What bevel is doing is like dividing the things. So I use it a lot. For example, let's say that we are doing some kind of a furniture, okay? So if I do a furniture, I don't want to have in my 3D objects this kind of angle. And there are different ways. This is only now a manipulation with Blender and the basics of the manipulation with faces, vertices, and faces, vertices, and edges. And you can, for example, how you want to smooth this angle, right? You don't know how to smooth. Imagine that you do a furniture. So you would go and you would click bevel and drag and drop. And this is very important to understand just for the usage. So when you have this yellow ball to pull, like this one yellow, right? You don't need to pull, so you have the ball and you don't need to pull it like exactly by the line. You need to move your mouse to the left or to the right, you know, so this would be easier for you to do it. So if you click in here, I clicked here and I want to bevel it. So wait, I got confused here with the cables. And I do bevel. So now I divided the current. ¿Dónde está el edit mode? Edit mode is on the top corner in here. You need to select object. You select the object. And then you click on the same place on the object mode and you click edit mode. And then you appeared there. No. Era antiguo. ¿Lo ves? Esto era bevel. And for example, here, what you can understand also, so if you click with shift on one edge and then press and shift on another edge, I'm doing such a cool thing. Very good. Great, great, great. So if you select both of them and you again drag and drop, you see that you're beveling simultaneously to two parts of those. So it's even more smooth. I hope you can see it. I hope you can do it. Apart from bevel actually is super cool. I need to tell you, for me to do any kind of like, in Spanish it would be recipiente. So when you need to pull when you need to have some kind of a bottom, like a bottle or box, it's super cool. So if I select this face and I say bevel, so well, I like this, okay? So now I subdivided it, and now I'm gonna select again the same face. I'm gonna do extrude. I'm extruding like this. Then I can extrude it one more time, and then I can click scale, make it smaller, and to make it like a with 3D to go down, like to make it like a box, just with the moving tool of the face, I'm pulling it down. And you see that that's how I can make any kind of the box, and it's already like, it's going inside. This is like the most important part for, this is just a manipulation. You have here a loop cut. Loop cut, what it's gonna do, it's working like it's adding the edges just in the center. So if you need to add some kind of a grid to your object, you can work like this, and you're adding, it's like always dividing in center, so you have this. So now we subdivided it. And why I subdivided it? Because I'm going to the sculpt mode. The sculpt mode is basically what I do on every stream of mine. This is my favorite. And this is basically when you have all your mesh, like the group of all of the faces, vertices, and edges, it's everything what you have. And now with the sculpt mode, you can move it. So if I click, let me see. I'm gonna make radius bigger, and it's more strength. Oh, you see that it's moving like this. If I gonna click, you can see. So I'm moving it. Basically, just it's more freestyle what you can do, but for any kind of the sculpting, it's super important that you have very detailed like grid of your object. Because if you're gonna have only one, like if I'm gonna click here in object mode and I'm gonna click add cube, right? So now I have this cube. We have this cube contains only sizes, like, well, like it's plain. There is no more details on this, only one. Oh, I'm moving it. Only one face on each size. So it's a very simple object, right? I moved it so far away. So if I'm gonna go to this one and I click sculpt mode, you can see that basically my sculpt mode gonna work only for this vertex, and I can move it just like this, which is not that sculpting. This is like, you need to have it. In the sculpt mode, what is super important is to get the concept of remesh. It's gonna save your life forever, ever, ever. So if you're gonna click here, you're gonna click on the object, then you're gonna click sculpt mode, and then you click Shift R. That is the remesh. What remesh is doing, if you're gonna again move the mouse to the left or to the right, you can see that this number is the amount of the little squares that you see, and this is how much of the division your object gonna get. So let's say that I'm gonna make it probably like this. Then I click here on the right corner up, I click remesh, and I click, you can change the numbers in there, and you click remesh. So what it did, it's basically added more details to my object. That's what I have for now. And for sculpt mode, I can work with this more. I can do this kind of stuff. You see, now it's more like more dynamic, I would say. If I'm gonna do more of remesh, I'm gonna make it like this. This is very important. Venus said, if you're gonna do remesh, if I'm gonna do this is gonna overload my computer, because the more subdivision of your object you have, the more difficult it is. So if I'm gonna, let's say, if I'm gonna do like this, and I'm gonna say remesh, it's super good. I can do super good details in here. Like it's very, very super good for sculpting, but in the end of the day, it's really, really bad on your memory. It's gonna occupy your memory, and you're gonna work like really slow. Apart from so this is for the sculpting, the remesh is super important. And about the tools that you see on the left side there, it's quite obvious. They are like, you can here I use draw. It's basically drawing with amount of volume. So I'm adding the volume to my object. If I'm gonna click Control and I click, it's gonna work the same way but opposite. So I click Control, is the same, and if I not clicking Control, it's just growing. Where is it? What a strange object I'm doing right now in here. And that's pretty much, I can use smooth if I want to make it smooth. If I have, I use smoothing a lot if I do some kind of mistakes in my object, like I do smooth, and it's working well. And what else? Let's say, let me show, like some of this, like pose. I have no idea what pose. So you see pose is just changing. It's so cool. It's kind of sexy. And here, rotate. So here we're rotating the stuff. It's very super cool. I don't know. God should bless Blender, like really. Amazing. Madre mia. So much stuff. Yeah, I'm doing such a cool thing. You have really weird concept of sexy. It's what was sexy. So this is about the sculpting, but apart from all this, Venus, so this is pretty much the basics. I think that with all of this, you already can do stuff. There is another thing apart from, we just right now checked everything on the left side, but we have also the right side in here. And here you can see, this is basically the first one, which is called a tool and workspace setting. This is the configuration of your brush with which you work right now, like the size, radius. If you also click the right click of the mouse, you can also modify it. You have render properties, and like just for the very starter concept that I also have, like if it's quite easy one, if you do the render in cycles, it lasts longer, but the quality is way higher, and all of the configurations are inside also. Next one's a scene. This one, view layer, never used actually. I want to go here for the most important part, which is super used a lot. It's modifiers. If you click on modifiers, I think this is like something that saves, and this is like the golden part of the whole Blender, as far as I understand. So this is like all of the kind of modifications that you can do to your object. The one that you remember that I was showing, that you can smooth the corners of your object by adding extra edges. Like if I go to here, And if I click on the edit mode and I select, let's say, one of the edges, and you have bevel. Where is it? I have bevel. So by using bevel, you see, I just like make it like this because I want to smooth the corner. But if I don't want to do this, I can go to modifier. I'm looking through my microphone. If I go to modifier, and there is what I can do, smooth, and there is different types of the smooth also, like Laplacian, blah, blah, blah. So if I'm going to just use smooth, and you can here see that if I grow with the number of smoothing, I'm doing the factor, you see that my object is changing. And they're like repeat. So if you want to apply this one, what the fuck? I've made an ocean. You've made an ocean. What does it mean? You can click here and you can click apply. And this is apart from this, here you can add another, like, you see the close, you see collision. For example, with the physics is one that you work with the materials, especially like, for example, close and collision. It's, you remember, I was doing Dali art, and we were making the closes, and the closes were falling down, and we were modifying whether the close is falling on the solid object, so it should, by physics, be stopped. And also you can change the gravity stuff, and you click, of course, I know you click probably ocean, and you made an ocean. Of course. That's an ocean. I also made an ocean. So about the views, you can see what I'm doing right now in here. Oh my God, why you say this to me? La chica italiana se está ahogando. Why you say it about the ocean to me? Now I'm doing the ocean. Very, very interesting. Now I'm gonna render this forever. Was your computer is working fine? La chica italiana ahogándose. So anyway, you can see that there is different modifiers, but you need to apply. Sorprendentemente sí. Estoy en un shock. ¿Qué color tiene tu ocean? Why you showed this to me? Now I'm gonna I can work like this. It's very important so you can understand this concept in the top, that if you, like this one, the last one in here, viewport shading is render preview, it's gonna last forever. It's gonna be super long. No quiero renderizar porque capaz que me da pantalla azul. Yeah, this is the problem. Like, so I know that everyone gonna judge me a lot because if you look any kind of tutorial for 3D, especially my favorite one, it was a guy. What was his name? Grand something, whatever. Grand guy. And he was always, in each and every of his video, he was saying, don't use Mac for your Blender, and I'm using Mac. I just hope that one day I'm gonna organize myself and I'm gonna buy another computer. I'm gonna delete the ocean for now, okay? Because I don't wanna have ocean. Let me see. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, so I converted my object into an ocean. What I want to tell you more. Ocean. Another one is the material. And the worst part is UV unwrapping and textures. This is the stuff that I don't know. That's what I'm going to do right now. And also, actually, you know what I'm curious right now today about here, modifier. Skin, because I wanted to do skin modifier. Let me see. And my computer is going to be dead right now. So if you want to do this pink rabbit, oh yes, now my computer is going to be dead. We need to wait a little bit. Maybe I can show you my cat meanwhile, like really. No quiere renderizar porque capaz. Madre mía, soy Picasso. Venus, ya estoy. Yeah, I screwed my computer. I don't know. Let's wait for 2 minutes more. Exactly. Let me bring you my cat. RIP computer. This is so. Just right now, I was saying to that Grant. What was his name of the guy? He was saying don't use Mac, of course, and now I just applied the skin modifier and it's already. This is because I had a lot of subdivisions. I guess I'm gonna close it. I don't know. I need to close it for sure. Force quit. I'm gonna do again Blender. Come on. Let me show you the cat. Meanwhile, we are opening here. Okay. It's here. So open recent. It's the same one, okay? So it's not saved. So you see this Venus, this part that I have in here. How to move it? This one. I don't understand how to move it normally in here. Like these graphs. It's all related to the texturing, which I'm not that strong on this, but related to exactly this object that I have in here, you can see... Profe, me perdí. ¿Cómo has hecho eso? Exactamente qué? What exactly are you asking for? Cosa. Sacar esas cosas. I will show you. So, I'm trying to put my shoes on. This one is basically the stuff that I'm super bad right now, and I'm gonna investigate. You can where my cat is, and I'm gonna investigate today because I wanted to make a skin. Actually, let's do a little test right now because what I'm curious about is. So I have this sphere. I'm gonna go here. I should have deleted it. What if I'm gonna place a skin modifier in here? We're gonna again stuck forever. I think so. No, you see, so I don't understand in which world this would be a skin. But I believe that you can basically move it. Each one of those, what I do, I'm just Googling for it and I'm just trying to understand. If only Nuclear gonna join, he would be amazed with how great teacher I am for Blender. Now we're gonna load forever again. Nuclear Blast. So I have no idea actually why. So, Nuclear. I'm gonna delete this one also because makes no sense. I hate this sphere. So, X, delete. So there was a C that we did. The last one, how I have the best 3D teacher. Of course. Like let's go for, I'm gonna select the nose, okay? I'm gonna actually, Button Whale, hi there. I'm so envious of your Blender abilities. Button Whale, thank you so much. I'm here making a class for Venus, like a little intro into the Blender. Actually, just like it's a small recap of what I learned during last half of a year, I would say. When I started to do the Blender, I started to do the Blender in August or end of July last year. So I think, yes, lol. I'm here taking notes. Thank you so much. This is great. What I was about to say about the modifiers. So if I'm gonna add again, like say cube, I'm adding here a cube. There is one really important part, Venus. It's super important. Like really, if you're not, you can suffer a lot about this. And I hate this part of Blender, is how you need to play and organize your windowses. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, so you can see. If we're gonna do like super big, this is, you can see the date and the language, but this is not the point that I want to show you. This is how you work with those windowses. So if now, you see how it's changing. So in between of the windowses, you have this like a little tiny triangle. If you drag and drop this little tiny triangle like here, you can see that my mouse converting into the arrow. This meaning that you are moving this on the right, on the left, or nowhere. But like you see now I cannot, because it's tiny. It's so hard to manipulate, like really. So if you can repeat the screens, this is very useful when you need to work from the top and from the left in modeling, for example. You just go and do and like, and it's not working. Okay, now it's worked. So now you saw that I just, where is it? You see, I'm dragging and dropping here and my screen divided by 2. And now I have 2 like exactly same views and exactly same screens. It's because if I want to work on both of them, if I want to work simultaneously looking on different screens, that's what I need to do. And let me see. And then now I'm a little bit regretting that I'm showing this right now, because this is like, I hate it. Now now I'm, no, see, I already breaking it. That's what I hate. So now I want to put it back. I subdivided it again. Now I have 2 the same ones. El Monjeta! El Monjeta is here. Look what kind of just love this stuff that I place. Thank you for subscribing, El Monjeta. El Monjeta, hola, ¿cómo estás tú? Oh my God, I haven't seen you, El Monjeta, so much, and I literally laugh because of my special effects. Because they are literally on the top of everything, on the top of whole web page. It's like very... ¿Cómo estás, El Monjeta? El Monjeta en Barcelona ya hace mucho calor. Se me buguea. Bueno, yo no voy a tocar. El Monjeta, sending you all the kisses. Cuéntanos cómo estás. Yo estoy aquí explicando un poco a Venus cómo hago 3D. Que si viene Nuclear Blast, va a estar muy contento y orgulloso de mí. Pero no está. Now what I do, you see, if I drag and drop up, I'm merging and killing the stuff on the top. Bien, lo siento por no aparecer tanto por aquí, que no he tenido mucho tiempo, jajaja. No hay ningún... She's my teacher. Today I'm a professor. If I would know that Venus gonna call me professor, I would wear something more strict, and I would be like in the classes, like fast food teacher. Why you? No. Oh my God. Yes, fast food teacher. You see that I wanted to eat so much. El Monjeta, eso es lo que nos ha pasado, que un día por leer mal yo pensé que Venus tiene fast food teacher. Es como cocinero que te enseña de cocinar fast food, comida, y yo quería apuntarme. Venus, what I'm saying here, the concept of the colors, how I made my objects. There's my tricks. Like the tricks without a lot of wasting of time to do it beautiful. Let's do like this. So let's a little bit repeat what can I do. let's do a little bit, let's do a little box. Let's do this, for example, how I would do it. It's a box like a little drawer, okay? So I'm gonna go in edit mode and I'm gonna extrude. And I'm gonna extrude a lot. Like I'm gonna extrude like this, and one more time like this, and one more time like this. Now I'm gonna pick up scale and I'm gonna make it small. I made it small. Actually, I already did a mistake because I should have made it smaller. No, let me, like in this case, I make it smaller. I again extrude and again make it with scale smaller, like this. And now I can move it back. So now, actually, I can pick up this all. Now I'm gonna fail it. ¡Qué guapo! Ja, ja, ja. En poco bajo, llamo, me lo presentarás. Me manda a mi profe. Va a domicilio. Venus, actually, can you tell us something more about your beautiful American boy? So I placed it like this. So why I do this? It's because I want to make deep, to make it deep. So now I have like deepen it down. I made it with extrude stuff, right? So if I want to make the angles, for this, I'm gonna select edges, like I wanna smooth the angles, sorry. Maybe I'm saying wrong because I'm super concentrated to show the best of the best. So I'm gonna select all of this and... María, eres el trozo de alma que me falta. ¿Te puedo mantener? No, the American boy, no. No, guapo. Espera. Llévame a Barcelona, ven en Barcelona. You don't talk to American anymore. He was such a... creative. Oh my God, El Monjeta. My heart is get broken right now. Why you say this? Barcelona, no. Barcelona, amor forever. So now I'm gonna do the bevel. Where is it? I'm doing the bevel. Oh. I click bevel, and so I made it like this. And now, without removing my mouse, I click again bevel. I hate BCN, to be honest. Viva el Málaga. I need to say that I love Málaga. Among Sevilla, Granada, I would say that Málaga is number one for me. But El Monjeta, why would you hate Barcelona? Why you hate it? Es que vivo en barrio muy conflictivo de Barcelona. No se puede ni salir a la calle sin tener una discusión, un problema. La verdad, I'm so sorry. This is so bad. Where? Well, no. Don't tell me, because this is quite dangerous. Don't tell me where you live. I mean, but what kind of conflicts? Like, actually, I no comments. I once entered to La Mina, and it was very bad. I'm so sorry, Monjeta. Really. I've sent you my masterpiece. Let me see. Let me see. In Instagram or Discord? Oh, fuck. Venus. I'm gonna show you now what's the first stuff that I saw when I opened my... Oh, why Instagram is like this? I send you the first thing that I saw when I opened. Oh my god! I send you on Instagram the first thing that what I saw when I opened Instagram. Just look at it. I guess like. So let me see Discord, Discord, Discord. I also, again, of course, was out from Discord. Oh, a lot of stuff. Aha! So we have here nuclear. Making classes of 3D. Nuclear blast, go back to 3D. Me methods. Ow. What are you making? Hello, methods. Ow. Aha. I have a beautiful moment to present myself. Very, very, very welcome here. I'm doing, actually, my objective is to do this beautiful Italian girl in here. This one. This is the Italian girl. I call her. I'm from Australia. Oh, I wish I would go one day. I really want to go to Australia one day. It's like my dream. As I say, I have a feeling that Australia is pretty much the same as States on the top of the world. I want to go and steal ideas from people there. That's my goal. What I'm doing here, actually, the objective of this stream is doubled. First one, I wanted to continue to model and to play around with my girl. I call this girl Italian, la ragazza italiana. That's how I call it, because I made this illustration long time ago on one of my trips, and now I'm transforming it into the 3D. So this is why Italian girl, you can see that she has pizza on her head, she has pasta in her ears, and I'm especially proud of this pasta that I did for her in here. Like, come on, this is like a real pasta. This is a real pasta. But at the same time, I'm also showing to Venus some basics of the Blender. And here, exactly here, just as a draft, as a sketch, I'm doing a little drawer just to show what I can do with bevel and extrude. And showing a little bit of